This is Sudhira. I represent Gubbi Labs LLP from India. Our project goal has been using AI for amplifying science communication. So one of the things that we have been doing at Gubbi Labs has been communicating science to society, basically distilling published research stories into research papers into news stories. And predominantly we had been working in English, but of late we have also started working in many regional languages. So we run a science news portal called researchmatters.in through which our stories gets published. So typically what used to happen is that any of a writer, or like the first starting out as an editor, I had to screen or the team of editors had to screen over 3,000 papers a month. That are published from India to kind of see which one is newsworthy. And then after you have picked up a newspaper, then the challenge is to also assign a writer and then go about understanding what's the research about and then thinking of a story and coming over it. So all of this would take typically about a week's turnaround time, like to kind of come up with a proper news story. So we've been toying around to kind of look at how can we actually leverage AI in this process. And our project objectives has been to see how one could harness generative AI and large language models to see how we can convert published research articles into engaging content. To also generate stories through sort of carefully crafted LLM prompts and so on. And most primarily, other key significant thing was for us also to reduce the turnaround time to kind of accelerate the science news cycle that we have been into it. So with that, over the last 9 months, what through the 8 sprints that we had, what we have come up is what is called as Babbler. We call it a Science Simplified, which is an AI-powered SciComm for everyone. So how Babbler works is that as an editor, of course, like once we have the research newspapers there, we have come up with a newsworthiness index to rank papers based on newsworthiness. And then the editor can feed it into Babbler, the journal article, select a journal paper into Babbler, and then it will allow us to kind of generate news stories. I'll shortly be giving a demo of it that can also be generated as a science news or podcasts or even getting it into different languages. What I'll be doing here is give you a quick demo of the application. So this is Babbler. This is a login screen that we have hosted it on Gubbi Labs website there. So once you log in, you have a dashboard to see what are the numbers, the number of research papers that are there, how many papers have been reviewed, generated, or ready for publishing and all. So you have a bunch of settings that you could kind of review that and then look at. So it could be configuring setting up some configurations or even prompt things and all of that. And then you have a list of papers that are there that you would have uploaded as a CSV and then start looking at it. A key thing here is this dashboard allows us to kind of filter out based on different keywords. Let's say if I'm keen on looking at something on climate change, I could just quickly filter it out. But what I would also want you to look at is on the first column where it will also have ranked based on newsworthiness. So typically, like it will kind of save us time to even sieve out from different thematic topics to and then see which papers should we be looking at. So this kind of helps us save a lot of time from screening, like I said, well, 6,000 papers at once to kind of really come through this. The other key thing is like if you want to look at other topics like microfluidics or something like that, so it will allow us to kind of quickly filter out. And because at times we also keep track on what is happening on Google Trends and all of that. And while that is embedded, so it will also help us look at it. So once you click on the view there, you get a brief details of the research paper that you look at. What's the publication? Who's the thing? Things like that, abstract. And also you can look at the workflow configuration that is there and things like that. So it will also allow us to kind of come up with different titles uh, and generate the final document itself. I'll show that in a bit. But essentially, you also have all the social media collaterals that also are generated. So each of these are something that one can also edit and look through it. So we have different papers here that we've tried playing around. So as an editor, maybe you'll decide whether you want to review it or not and things like that. But you could also see what could happen there. And like once I'm in, I want to see what is the kind of paper that is there, who are the affiliations and all of that. Choose among different set of things and then also see what can be generated out of it. Uh, so once we have the story also, like we have a Visibig editor here right away. So where you could edit the article. And finally, once I save, I can generate the final doc exits. And we also have an option to sort of schedule it for publication and so on. So while this is done for all the some of the papers there, what we also have is that sometimes in the workflow you will need to know which one are you reviewing, which one is ready for summarization, which one is published ready and stuff like that. We can apply all these filters and look through it. So this kind of really accelerates. Then again, the other feature that we also have is we could use this for our individual stories itself. So what this allows is that now it kind of significantly reduces our turnaround time in generating a science news story and have greater throughputs through that. In that sense, we have written our blog posts. As in, for more details, I would encourage you to go through the blog post that is published on Journalism AI blogs, so that you can go through like we've fairly documented all the steps that we have gone through there. And what next is that we want to kind of see provide beta and access to initial users as beta users to kind of see what are the challenges that they have, and also integrate with our in-house content management system itself, and also gather feedback from that and improve UI UX through that. Thank you so much. This is my team. Along with me is Dinesh and Bharata. And we also have other editors, Aarti and Shilpa, who've been part of this along with Ramya as well. Thank you so much. Any questions and feedbacks? Happy to answer that. Thank you.